So in this video, we're going to think a little bit about representation selection and our role in the selection of representations which help our pupils understand the concepts we want them to understand more clearly and more easily. It's not uncommon to see Numicon used in this way, certainly online. And I think we need to really consider why we're using the representations and the resources we're using. Because manipulatives are intended to be a scaffold which provide access to more complex concepts for pupils. And as in a building, a scaffold will come down, and hopefully the pupils should be able to maintain the structure, in the absence of the scaffold, just like a building would stay up when the scaffolding comes down. With this representation, whereby we are essentially giving the pupils a calculator, what happens when the scaffold is taken away? Because if the reason why they needed the calculator in the first place still remains, the fact that they don't know the key multiplication facts to automaticity, well, then taking it away, they're going to go 5 steps backwards. And really what should happen is that, for instance, if we're using something like Cuisenaire, we can demonstrate the structures in tandem with improving the automatic recall of those key multiplication facts. And so I think if we want to give pupils a calculator, then give them a calculator, because time wasted on gimmicks like this could actually be better spent memorizing multiplication facts, which allow access to the rest of the curriculum. Because if these pupils, for instance, if they see this idea in year 4, they've only got 2 years of school left until they're going into secondary school. And then if they're in secondary school and they don't know their times tables, well, then they're not going to be able to access the vast majority of the content they come into contact with. And so when choosing our representations, we need to be clear about why we're doing it, how the structures are represented, and what will happen when that scaffold is taken down. And then we can decide how best to use our time. And so I would posit that actually giving pupils a calculator like this is not an efficient use of our time. And we need to be critical consumers of the information that we're given with regards to manipulatives.